Revs Baseball on WOYK is brought to you by People's Bank, WellSpan Sports Medicine, Shipley Energy, Maple Donuts, Broadway Transmission, Flying Feet, Dasher Investment Services, York Mitsubishi, Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, Rudders, Pennsylvania Lottery, Neighborhood Sure Save Markets, PSECU, Kona Ice, Smith, Mayer & Little, York County Bar Association, and by Downtown Inc.
Swinging a ground ball, rolled to short, Dent's got it, throws, it's over! And the York Revolution are 2017 Atlantic League champions!
Now with the call of today's game, here's the voice of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution, Darrell Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from PeoplesBank Park here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 91 of York Revolution Baseball. Tonight we wrap up this 6-game homestand, and the Revs looking to win 2 out of 3 for the second time here on this week-long stay at home. Roughly a week-long stay. The Revs and the Bees playing the rubber match of their series here tonight. Hi again, everybody. Darrell Henry alongside Michael Markey and Tanini. Welcome to Revs Baseball on another smoking hot night here in early August in downtown York. And the Revs last night, a huge 5-4 win to even the series. It seemed to become an even bigger win based on how the game started. Logan Williamson was outstanding, took a shutout into the 7th inning, and they had a 5-0 lead. And New Britain put together a 4-run rally in the 8th. They had the bases loaded, but Joe Van Meter came in to get out of it. It was a big-time escape, and to get that win was clutch last night. So now going for 2 out of 3, Revs can even their second-half record with a win tonight. And, Michael, that's a good place to start, is at least winning series. Keep doing that, and they can inch back in this race, be right back there.
2 out of 3 is really all you need to do. Play 667 baseball in every series, and it's a winning formula. It's going to get you places, and even though 2 wins and 1 loss, you go 1 game over 500 every series against the team, you're going to move up in the standings pretty quickly. So if the Revs can do that tonight, that's going to set the tone for 4 in Long Island, a tough bus trip tomorrow for you guys going up there, and to play 4 in that park against a good Long Island team that's hot right now will be tough. But to go in with a win after tonight, that would be great. And it starts with Dominic Severino on the mound. He's struggled his last couple times out. Hopefully he can get right. And now that the Revs have that bolstered offense, even more so than they had earlier in the year, maybe Severino can settle in. They get him some runs early, and that'll bring some confidence back.
Another home run last night for Talvin Nash, his 4th in 5 games. Severino 4-7, a 5.64 ERA. Lefty Andy Van Hecken goes for New Britain. He is 4-6 with an ERA of 3.72. Coming up here on our pregame tonight, our nonprofit spotlight on WOYK and With the Revs continues. Cindy Richard, who is the director and founder of Suicide Prevention of York, will join us here on the program. We'll talk about that very serious topic and a great organization that has helped and will help a lot of people in York County. So Cindy will join us next. We'll hear from Mace coming up on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report as well. First pitch tonight is set for 6:30 here in York on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Daly Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge-free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, 'cause there is no fee.
anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Pre-game continues from PeoplesBank Park tonight. The Revs hosting the New Britain Bees, and Cindy Richard joining us here on the pre-game show, director and founder of Suicide Prevention of York, our nonprofit spotlight on WOYK, and with the Revs continues as we profile some great organizations that do great things in York County. And Cindy, thank you very much for joining us here tonight, and I'll let you detail the history and the background a little bit of what the program does. I know it has helped a lot of people in York County, and the goal is for it to continue to help a lot of people in York County.
Yes, we started this back in 2007, and it was the Suicide Prevention Coalition of York at the time, and we started it because there was such a high number of suicides in our older adults. And then we decided that we were going to bring it to all ages, and we started a VEDM and several other programs in our school districts, and we're starting to do some really good stuff. We became a nonprofit last April, a year ago in April in 2017, and we have 2 support groups in York for people that have lost people to suicide. The only thing that is kind of a downfall of this whole thing is our numbers are not going down. We have not had a month without a suicide since December 1999. So we really, really need to start focusing on the warning signs and the education of suicide.
And I know the program is designed to help, people that may be in crisis, but also those that have survived, or loved ones that are left behind, right? It touches on everybody.
Yeah, everybody. It's everybody's responsibility to know the warning signs. It can happen to anybody. There's no discrimination when it comes to suicide. It's happening to our kids. Our kids are really having a lot of anxiety issues and fears and experiencing a lot of depression. So we need to start, just at the very beginning, learning coping skills and having skills that we can carry throughout our life.
What is the setting like when you do have a group get together, some of those group functions? What is that like for the people that are involved?
Our support groups?
Yeah.
It's their group. We call it a club that nobody really wants to join, but they're there. And people sit around. Only people that come to these support groups are people that have lost someone to suicide. So they're all there for the same reason. They may have lost different people in their lives, but the feelings are all about the same, and it's really nice for everybody to know that they're not alone, and that what the feelings they're having is pretty normal, across the board.
I know you had mentioned to me that you're involved in York County school districts as well, right? To get the message out there and offer that support to youth.
Yeah, our school districts are really starting to step up to working in the mental health field a little bit more. They're getting social workers involved, and counselors are really getting involved. I'm presently teaching a class at McDaniel College, and it's online for school social workers and counselors and administration too, so people can sign up for that. The next one's in October, but our kids are hurting, and they need to know that there's a place they can turn. VEDM clubs are mental health clubs, mental wellness clubs that anybody can join. It's not just for jocks, it's not just for drama, it's for anybody to join. And kids can go there, and they do different community activities throughout the year, but they're very supportive if there's someone in the school that's having a mental health crisis.
And you do get some grants, right, from some pretty supportive groups.
Yeah, we do. We had a grant to start a VEDM in the school districts from the Community Foundation, and our state Prevent Suicide PA gave us a grant to do some workshops in the area. So
now, is this the York branch of of a group that's kind of national, or is this just?
Well, Pennsylvania has several coalitions throughout Pennsylvania. This is the only one in York County.
Okay.
But there's different chapters of AFSP and different chapters of national organizations. We are not a part of those, but we're pretty strong in York County.
Yeah, and I was on your website as we put together the commercial, which folks will hear over the next month, that highlights some of the services, and there's some really valuable information on there. Even for somebody that might be in a crisis situation. What is the website for those that may want to check it out?
It's spyork.org. It's a new website, so I'm just getting used to saying it. spyork.org.
No, but I mean, some of the information resources that are on there, including the national hotline for crisis, correct?
Yes, the national hotline. There's also a veterans line. There's a text line. There's all kinds of stuff on there, but it's also knowing the warning signs. You may not see the warning signs, but a lot of times they are there.
Yeah. What is the main message that your group wants people to be aware of if they do feel like they're in a crisis situation?
It is okay to get help. There's such a stigma when it comes to mental health services and mental health crises. I do counseling, but it's usually, sometimes it's the last resort, for some people. But I think we have to understand that it is okay. If you broke your leg, you'd want to go to the doctor and get it fixed. Well, your head is connected to the rest of your body, so we need to take care of the mental health too. And know some mental wellness techniques. Have your own toolbox when things get bad. But I think it's okay, and people need to understand, and older adults need to understand too, that it is okay to get help. You just have to ask for it.
Well, Cindy, thank you very much for what you do and for what your group does for a lot of people, and I'm sure will do for a lot of people that may need those resources. And thank you for partnering with the Revs and us and joining us to talk about it here in the pregame tonight.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy the game. Cindy Richard, the director and founder of Suicide Prevention of York. They are part of our nonprofit spotlight here with the Revs and WOYK. We will take a timeout, and Mace will join us to break down tonight's matchup, last night's big win for the Revs as well. The Broadway Transmission Manager's Report is coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
This is Dustin Hawkinsworth with the Keystone Sports Network. For the best Penn State football analysis and commentary, listen to Sports Radio 1350 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. and after Revs games for the Keystone Kickoff Show. We'll bring you game reviews, player evaluations, and recruiting news. So for the best in Penn State talk, tune to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK for the Keystone Kickoff Show. Brought to you locally by your neighborhood SureSave Markets.
This is Dan Connolly of the Athletic Baltimore. Join me all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. I've got you covered every week with the latest news and insights on all things Orioles and all things MLB. Plus, exclusive interviews straight from the Orioles clubhouse and from my colleagues around the league. The Baltimore Baseball Show, Mondays at 6, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace. Well, last night had to wait almost 2 hours, but Travis Witherspoon was certainly ready for the first play of the game. Is that on the short list for great plays this year and great plays you've seen from him?
Oh, for sure. I was looking for it on ESPN last night. That was an outstanding play, really. Travis, we've seen him make some really great plays in center field, but that's definitely in the top 3 for me.
Logan Williamson was great, and really over the past month plus he has been, but was last night some of the best movement that he's had, maybe change up even?
Yeah, I thought all this stuff was really good last night, and he had good command. I thought he changed speeds really well, and I thought he moved the ball around his, the location. When you have command and you can move the ball around in the zone, you can keep the hitters off balance, and I thought he did a really good job of that.
I saw he didn't really want to come out, but I guess he never really wants to, does he?
No, nobody really wants to come out, but, it's the inning before he started to give up some, they started getting the ball in the air off him a little bit, and you could see the ball starting to come up in the zone some. So, we were to the point where he did everything he could have done for us last night, and, then we got to turn it over to the other guys, and it got a little more hairy than we wanted it to be, but we came out there with the win, so we'll take it.
Yeah, Rincon's been really consistent for you. What do you think you ran into last night?
It's hard to say. The command, it seemed like it was there, but it might have been a little bit out of the zone. Everybody was hollering about umpiring and everything all night, so I'm not going to put it on the umpires. I just think that sometimes guys try to do too much. They overthrow whatever it was, and I think that's what happened to Junior last night.
Well, you went to click right after Logan, and then it was Van Meter to get out of that mess in the 8th inning. And you've used those guys in a lot of really different ways here lately. How important is it to you to have guys that are versatile enough to handle different roles like that?
Well, that's real important. We would like to get to the point now where we can use them as regular relievers with maybe an inning or 2 at the most, or an inning plus, whatever. But we've used those guys a lot. Multiple innings. Click has been out there for 4 or more innings several times, even since the Sugar Land trip, and including that. He's covered spot starts for us and all those things. So, we need to get the bullpen re-racked, for lack of a better term, and be able to utilize these guys the way that they're going to help us the most. And now with Sanchez gone, and we have Bryce here, trying to fill that 5th spot in the rotation, that should give us a chance to get Click and Joe back into the bullpen and back into a regular routine.
Last thing tonight against a lefty, any lineup changes? I know Mitchell's down, but you do have Burgess in there.
Yeah, I sat Mitchell down because I think he's probably played 30 days in a row or something crazy like that. He's been out there. He was out there before we went to Texas. He was out there every game in Texas. He's been there every game this homestand so far. So Mitch had been out there many days in a row. So we're going to give him the night off, which is something I probably would have done anyway, even if it was a right-handed starter for them. And and that allows us to get Burgie back in there too, who's actually hitting left-handers better than he's hitting right-handers this year. So we'll give Mitch the night off and let him get ready for the Long Island series. And that's really the only change we made, was we put Dotel in for Jared, and that was it.
Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Sweltering evening here at PeoplesBank Park. There was a very brief pop-up storm that came through earlier today, and an absolute downpour here for 5 or 10 minutes, and they had to spend a lot of time getting the field ready here tonight because of that. It came out of nowhere. But back to sunny and humid and hot as we get set for the rubber match of this series, the Revs and the Bees here tonight. Revs getting set to take the field. And a big start, Michael, for Dominic Severino, looking to bounce back. It's a New Britain team that he's had good success against.
Sure, and that's one really big positive to take away from this. He's struggled recently, but this is a team he's pitched really well against, and he's done it on the road and at home. So it's a really good sign to see Severino. At least when you look at what he's done recently, you look down at the numbers against New Britain and say, oh, these are some really good numbers, because they haven't been lately for Sev. So, I mean, hey, he knows that he's pitched well against this team, and he could take that into this start and just roll with it.
We'll listen in on our national anthem tonight. Revs have taken the field.
Fans, please rise, remove all cover, and welcome Teresa Day for the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say that striped, star-spangled banner yet to wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now, that was Teresa Day with our national anthem tonight. The Revs have taken the field. Final game of this homestand, on which they are 3-2 with this last one remaining. Then they go to Long Island for 4, which begins tomorrow night. Off Monday, back here against New Britain, who perhaps would like to leave some of their travel gear here, since they'll be right back here on Tuesday night. Lineups brought to you by Flying Feet for the Bees tonight. It'll be Darren Ford in center field, leading things off. Brock Stassi will get the arch nemesis experience in left tonight. He is hitting second. Davidson Romero at third base bats third. Jason Rogers at first base will hit cleanup. Jovan Rosa is the DH batting fifth. Jamar Walton in right field is hitting sixth. Vinny Sienna will start at second and bat seventh. James Skelton, the catcher, hitting eighth. And Vince Conde is at shortstop hitting ninth. Again, it's Ford, Stassi, Romero, Rogers, Rosa, Walton, Sienna, Skelton, and Conde to line up facing Dominic Severino. Behind Dom tonight, going up against lefty Andy Van Hecken, the Revs will line up with Alonzo Harris at second base leading off. Alexi Casilla at third base will hit second. Batting third and left is Malky Mesa. Talvin Nash, first baseman, hitting cleanup. Wellington Dotel is back in right field hitting fifth. Luis Cruz will do the catching and bat sixth. Ryan Dent at shortstop hits seventh. Michael Burgess, the DH, batting eighth. And Travis Witherspoon is in center field hitting ninth. Again, Harris, Casilla, Mesa, Nash, Dotel, Cruz, Dent, Burgess, and Witherspoon for the Revs. Severino with one more warm-up. He's 4-7, 5.64 ERA, 17 outings, 16 starts, only 17 walks in 75 innings, 39 Ks, 94 hits. Opponents have hit 307. And last time out against Southern Maryland on Friday, 2/3 of an inning, 6 runs on 7 hits, so he is looking to bounce back from that. The previous start, he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings at Sugar Land, certainly kept the team in the game. Main issue in that one was high pitch counts and whatnot. But the start before that, he went 5 shutout innings and only gave up 2 hits against the Skeeters. He's looking to get back to that form here this evening. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch. It is right there for a called strike. We are underway. 6:34 is our start time. Darren Ford leading it off, hitting at 271, 7 home runs, 30 driven in. Here's the 0-1. And that misses down low. Revs are in their alternate whites with the shoulder stripes. New Britain in the yellow or gold jersey tops, gray pants. Severino the wind, the pitch, and a line drive down the line in left field. That will one-hop the wall right down the line. Mesa corrals it. Ford on his way to second. He's got plenty of speed. And in standing to start the night, a leadoff double. And the Bees are in business here in the top of the first already.
Another night where Darren Ford hits the ball hard to start the game. Last night, Spoon made that awesome catch, but Ford, he's been locked in early in games, and now Severino already a tough situation to have to work around.
Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Board says 91 degrees. Hotter in here, though, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sunny. Here's Brock Stassi. First pitch is outside. Stassi hitting at 352. 5 homers, 32 driven in. He was at AAA Rochester in the Twins system to begin the year. Played in the neighborhood of 30 games or so before being released. Here's the 1-0. And a fastball in for a strike. Last year when he had the huge spring training, finally made a major league team. It was out of spring training with the Phillies. And his emotional reaction to the news went viral, and he said he was taken aback by how many people told him it gave them inspiration in whatever they were doing. Pitch is swung on and missed. Good changeup from Dom. That thing tumbling down low, 1-2.
Well, now Brock's brother Max is having some success at the major league level with the Houston Astros. I mean, just being at the major league level, success story.
He has been a hot hitter pretty much since day one when the Bees signed him. There's a stretch, look back, pitch, and it's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was one of the great stories in the majors last year, beginning the season. In fact, I believe he did a Dan Patrick Show interview on our station when he was called up. On a lot of stations, not just ours, but I remember hearing that. Stretch from Dom, the 2-2, and it's down low and it's snuck through Cruz. Slightly back, but Ford hits the brakes. He thought better of it. Took a couple of hard steps toward third and decided against it. As that trickled back onto the grass behind the home plate circle, and Cruz was able to recover it.
The Revs got lucky right there. That's one where Ford could have easily picked up third if he had realized it right away.
By the way, our plate ump tonight, Bill Reuter. It's Buzz Albert at first, Joe Del Balso at third base. Severino into his stretch, set over that back leg. The pitch. And a swing, a line drive down the line and right with some backspin. It's going to hit the wall on the fly. And around third is Ford. He'll score it. Karam's way past Dotel. And Stassi trying for third. What a throw, but it's snuck by Casilla trying to make a backhand pick. Dom is there to back it up. Mesa came all the way in from left to back up as well. And it's going to be a triple, 1-0 New Britain. Pitch was in, a short swing from Stassi. He got backspin to get it to carry off the wall. And it bounded hard off the boards, harder than Dotel expected, certainly. And way back toward the infield, he had to go chase.
And for a second there, it looked like Stassi was going to stop at second. Then he decided to try a little bit of hesitation. Heck of a throw by Dotel to not give up on that play. But Severino just giving up too many hard hit balls early in games.
And here's Romero. He yanks a grounder foul pretty sharply into the Bees dugout. That'll send those guys ducking. Well, a lot of ways for New Britain to make it 2-0. Runner at third, still no outs. Romero hitting .274, 12 home runs, 56 driven in, top 5 in the league in ribbies. Pitch is swung on and missed. Good curveball from Severino. Had good tilt to that one. Big break, got the swing and miss. Romero is exactly 5th in the league in RBIs. He's tied for 4th in extra base hits with 32. Dom will go from the windup. Here's the kick, the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Cruz keeps it in front. Romero last night 2 for 4 with a 2-run double in the 8th in that comeback bid. He homered the night before, so he's had a pretty good visit to York. Severino has been terrific against New Britain, both at home and on the road. He winds, fires. Oh, it hit him. Looked like a slider that started in and didn't break back far enough. It glanced off the front arm of Romero. A hit by pitch. It's 1st and 3rd. Still looking for his first out tonight.
It wasn't the worst thing. Romero's been an excellent hitter all season. He's produced, so now you'll at least set up the double play possibility, but it's with Jason Rogers at the dish, and the Revs couldn't retire him last night, on base all 4 times.
Rogers up to .311 hitting, 5 homers, 51 driven in. Does have enough at bats to qualify. He's tied for 9th in the league in hitting with Dotel. Severino ready. Double play would be huge. First pitch is a called strike down around the bottom of the knees on Rogers. Mentioned Dom's success against New Britain. 2 starts in May, 2-0. ERA of 0, 12 innings, 1 unearned run. But before this series, the teams hadn't met since early June. He had not faced them since May. It's the 0-1, and it is on the outside corner, called strike 2. A fastball at 89. Dom is always high 80s, doesn't always throw it at max velocity. He'll try to get the ball to run and move. And kind of a high 3/4 arm angle, not over the top, but not all the way down to 3/4. Little deception with his delivery. It's the 0-2, and it's down low. Cruz is on top of it. Seems like a lot of his fastballs will kind of get on hitters quicker than they expect. Sneaky fast. 1-2. It's 1-0 New Britain, threatening for more. Here's the stretch, the pitch, and a called 3rd strike. Nails the outside corner. Rogers doesn't like it. He was the K-man tonight, so the crowd loves it. And that is out number 1.
Always good to get the K-man early in the game and keep the fans happy. And that puts a little energy in the stadium, a little energy in Severino, I got to imagine. That outside corner, this whole series, I mean, all 3 umpires have been, they've had their specific zones, and for both teams there's been some close calls, and wasn't going to change tonight with one team or both getting upset with some of the calls at the dish.
Here is Jovan Rosa, and now a double play could get Dom out of the inning. 1 run is home, but trying to limit it to that. Here's the stretch. First offering. It is a called strike, outer half. Rosa in 15 games back from Mexico, hitting at .208, 1 home run, 8 driven in. Played him at first base last night. He's DHing for the 2nd time in this series. He's been an everyday 3rd baseman for them the last 2 years. Now they have Romero there. The 0-1. And a swing and a foul tip to the backstop. A little bit early as Dom went off speed. He's ahead 0-2. Both teams 13 and 14 in the second half coming in. Both are in third place. Both with decent size deficits in the division to try to make up. Both are also in wild card contention, which might be the easiest path for each club. The 0-2. And it is just outside. Looked a lot like the one that Rogers was rung up on, but now 1-2 on Rosa. Dom kind of clenching his teeth, thought he was about to get that one. Stares in. A quick peek over at first as he comes set. Nash is over there tonight holding the runner. And the pitch. It is down low, 2-2. Of course, if Long Island never loses again, and the Revs will see them tomorrow, today they won their 6th in a row. Now a game up in first, 19-9. They won at Somerset in 11, 4-3. If they don't ever lose again, there will only be one wild card at the most. Here's the 2-2. And a well-hit ball left center field into the gap, and this one down, and one hops the wall. Spoon grabs the carom barehanded, fires it in, and that will hold Rosa to a single, and it keeps Romero from having any chance to score just yet. He stops at third, but Stassi is in. It's an RBI single in deep left center, and New Britain with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
It's pretty impressive to hold Rosa to a single on a ball to the left center field gap. I get that the runner on first, Romero, had to hold up for a bit, and Rosa may not be the fastest runner, but you got to get to second on that ball, you would think.
Here is Jamar Walton. First pitch, he swings, grounds it sharply up the middle, base hit center field. Romero is in to score now. Rosa up to second, and a 3-run first. Walton with the Bees' 4th base hit this inning. Grounded it to the right of second and up the middle, and Fletch will make a visit to the mound.
It's been a simple approach for the Bees in the inning against Severino, and he hasn't fallen deep into counts because the Bees are swinging early in the count, just leaving too many pitches that are hittable out over the plate.
By the way, we mentioned Spoon chasing that ball in left center. He will be a pregame guest for us on tomorrow's show. Michael got him tonight talking about that play that he made in the first inning last night, which you did nominate to SportsCenter. Let the record show that.
I did tweet him. I hashtagged SC Top 10, tagged ESPN and SportsCenter. To no avail, unless for some reason they showed it and I didn't hear about it. But
what else could they have had?
I feel like I would have known if they had put it on. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's full extension. He was shaded towards right center, then goes all the way to the left center field warning track to make that play. I mean, like you said, what else was better?
Here's Vinny Sienna. Dom fires a strike outside corner.
There's no basketball right now. There's no football yet. I mean, the Hall of Fame game the other day, but no midweek games. There's no hockey. I guess, soccer, golf. What else is going on that Spoon's catch wasn't one of the best 10 in the country or the nation yesterday?
Here's a high fly, left field. This is deep. Mesa is back, looking up at the big wall. It carries out of here. And Vinny Sienna with a 3-run homer. He has doubled his home run total in this series. He came in with 2. Monday night, he hit a grand slam out of the number 9 spot. They've moved him up to 7th tonight, and he hits a 3-run homer to left field, and it is 6-0.
Well, 6-0 already. It's not easy to have to come back from that every night. We know this team can score runs, but it puts that much more pressure on the lineup when they have to put up at least 6 and do so that early in the game.
He came in with 13 RBIs entering the series. He now has 20. Here is James Skelton, who takes a little low. Now the Revs in a big hole. There's the 1-0. Fastball, it's a called strike. Dom just dropped his hands to his knees. I know nobody is more frustrated than him. He fires and just missed away. That looked pretty good.
And it doesn't help the frustration when he's not getting the call on pitches like that.
As the second straight first inning that the opponent has scored 6 against him. As he pumps a strike in here on Skelton, 2-2. Now, he had been pitching so well for much of the season. Here's the wind, the 2-2, and it misses outside. He has had maybe 3 or 4 starts where it really has erupted against him. There's the wind, the pitch, and a swing and a foul back upstairs. And that has inflated the ERA, but it hadn't happened twice in a row until this homestand. Both in the first inning. He fires, and a foul back again off the netting. Revs have Highland Piguero up throwing here in the first inning tonight.
Well, when Highland comes into games early, he's had a lot of success this year, and the fact that he's had to do it multiple times is not good, but he has been able to weather the storm when he's come in.
And Skelton swings and hits one high and deep in right field, way back and against the tents. Dotel didn't even turn to look at it. It's home run number 2 in the year for Skelton, and New Britain has put up 7 here in the top of the first inning.
Wow, yeah. You know, you don't really know what to say at this point. It's just things have not gone well for Dominic Severino, and he's just been hit around each of his last 2 starts. It's frustrating to watch. I'm sure he's the most frustrated of them all. Things just haven't gone his way.
Back-to-back home runs. Skelton in a full count battle and did not miss. Now Mace will take the ball. Severino goes a third of an inning here tonight, and Piguero makes his way in. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. Bees with a 7-0 lead here in the top of the first inning, and still batting when we come back.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
Now Highland Piguero takes over here in the first inning tonight. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Severino, a third of an inning, 6 hits, 7 runs, no walks, 1 K, 33 pitches, 21 worst strikes. The Revs have a very steep hill to climb here in the early going. Piguero takes over. Vince Conde is the number 9 hitter, shortstop for New Britain, and first pitch from Highland is in for a strike as Conde has his first at bat in this series. He came in defensively on Monday night, hitting at 167. Pitch is swung on, grounded to shortstop, Dent to his left, gobbles it up, fires to first, and there is out number 2. The Revs will be facing B's lefty Andy Van Hecken, who's been solid. And he is a crafty lefty, veteran of the big leagues and the Far East. And he will have a big lead to work with. Here's Darren Ford, who started the game with a double, and the 10th batter of the inning. And Peguero with the pitch. It is in tight as Ford backs away. Peguero 2-4, 4.81 ERA. He had that really rough series at Sugar Land. Fires, and that misses down and away, 2-0. His ERA probably went up about 2 runs on that visit to Texas. He's made 1 appearance on this homestand Sunday, 2/3 of an inning. Left the bases loaded in the 6th with a 1-run lead. Pitch is in tight as Ford started the turn, held back though on the appeal down to first base. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, it is a called strike inside corner. Revs 45-45 entering the night. New Britain 46-44. Here's the 3-1 and a rip left side base hit as Ford shoots one through the hole. A sharp ground single. That is their 7th hit here in tonight's first inning.
Well, it's been a brutal inning, and right now the Revs just need Peguero to eat a few innings. And we know the Revs offense can score. So to be able to just cut into this deficit throughout the game, maybe get a couple in the first, couple more second, third, and just chip away. Multi-run innings are what's going to help the Revs get back in this thing.
Here is Brock Stassi, RBI triple earlier in the inning. First pitch is upstairs. This New Britain team started the year 0-6, swept at Sugar Land, as the Skeeters got a head start on that ridiculous home record that they've got. At one point, New Britain was 5-14. The 1-0, that's down and in. Since they were 5-14, they have gone 41-30. And since they were 0-6, they've gone 46-38. There's the stretch, the 2-0, and a swing and a well-hit ball to deep right center. This one in the gap. It hits the wall on the fly. That almost got out. Ford around third, and it's cut off near second. He scores, and it's 8-0. And Brock Stassi with an RBI triple earlier in the inning now has an RBI double, and he has hit the wall on the fly with line drives twice.
It's impressive, former major leaguer for a reason. This has to be the worst inning of the season for the Revs.
Here is Davidson Romero, who was hit by a pitch and scored earlier in the inning. No, it's not. First pitch to Romero is a slider for a strike. Revs had an 11-run inning against them in the 3rd game of the year.
Forgot about that Lancaster on that rainy night. Well, if we're talking about the first inning of the year, I mean, the start of a game, this is obviously the worst. Forgot about that 11-run outing.
It was the 0-1 and a foul tip back to the net. It's actually the 5th time this year that an opponent has scored 8 or more in an inning against York. The Revs' biggest inning is 7, which they've done twice. Well, they have all night to come back. Figueroa ahead on Romero. Here's the stretch, the 0-2, and a breaking ball a little high. It's fairly close, but stayed just above the belt. And the most runs allowed in a first inning in team history is 9. We'll discuss that game at some point. The pitch, it is high and wide, 2-2.
Looks like we'll have some time. Might as well throw it out there.
Well,
later on.
Yeah. It won't take that long, but the Revs scored 5 in the first, gave up 9 in the bottom of the first. Was June 2011 at Long Island. And there wasn't much the rest of the night. It was a 10-8 final.
Was it like an hour and a half first inning?
Pretty much. There's a slider down low, 3-2. That was a Sean Garceau start. And then they realized that Garceau was like unhittable on nights that he started if they didn't tell him ahead of time that he was going to start. There's the stretch, the payoff pitch, and it just missed outside. Romero is on base for the second time this inning without an AB. And Jason Rogers, the cleanup hitter, will bat for the second time. There was a trip to Bridgeport later that year where they knew Garceau was going to start. I knew it. He sat right behind me on the bus. He's pestering me the whole way up. Do you know who's starting tonight? Do you know? Why haven't they said anything? Wouldn't tell him, wouldn't tell him. They finally let him know about 40 minutes before as Figueroa fires a strike at 93. And then he went out and shoved. He went like 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits.
Less time to think about it and worry.
Yep.
Just go out and do your business.
There's the stretch from Highland. Couple looks back at second, the 0-1. And a swing and a pop foul looped out of play to the right, 0-2. Rogers spent some time in Japan in recent years. Van Hecken, their starting pitcher tonight, still waiting his turn. He has spent many years in Korea. There's the stretch, the 0-2, and a swing and a high chopper to second. Harris has to wait back, gloves the second hop, throws over to first, and the inning is over. But New Britain scores 8 times in the first. They send 13 men to the plate, 8 base hits, 2 men left. At the end of a half inning tonight, it is the Bees 8 and the Revs coming up.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow, I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Revs will come to bat And it was not a pretty first inning. 8 runs for New Britain. Not the most ever against the Revs in a first inning, but Revs have their work cut out for them, facing lefty Andy Van Hecken, who finally takes the hill. First pitch to Alonso is over for a strike. Harris hitting at .231 since coming back. He has really made things happen with his legs. Pitch to him is over for strike 2. And Van Hecken, who his first 2 just nice, easy hitting the target, getting it over. He's a crafty lefty. He fires, and it misses down and away off speed. And he's got a fork ball that he picked up pitching overseas. So a curve, a change. And he will let guys put the ball in play. This is the 1-2. And a line drive left field right at Stassi, though. And he'll snag it, catching it down along his right hip with the glove on his right hand. Harris a line drive, but it's out number 1.
And Van Hecken couldn't have asked for anything more. I mean, this is a pitcher's dream to walk in to your first inning of work and already have an 8-run lead. In the Revs right now, it's all about just getting guys on base, keeping them there, and get them around.
Here is Alexi playing third for the 3rd straight night. First pitch, that is a called strike, outside corner at the knees. He's hitting at .327. 3 homers, 28 knocked in. And the average is 5th in the league. It's the 0-1, and a fastball inside corner for strike 2. Van Hecken, who's from Michigan, but actually grew up a Red Sox fan, but ended up with the Tigers. He fires, and a swing and a chopper to second. Sienna comes up, gloves the high hop, throws to first for the second out. So he wasn't a Detroit fan, but when he got called up, he threw a complete game shutout in his major league debut.
Unbelievable. We've seen a lot of guys this year make their major league debut and throw like 7 shutout innings, 7 no-hit innings even. A couple guys in the Cardinals did that. It's impressive to go to the distance, though.
It's back in 2003. Here is Melky Mesa. Comes in at .315, 11 home runs, 52 driven in. Average is 7th in the league as Van Hecken misses a little bit high. First time seeing Van Hecken this year, he was with Somerset way back in '07. And then a lot of years overseas. He fires, and that's over for a strike. This year, 4-6, 3.72 ERA in 16 starts, only 18 walks, a lot of strikes thrown. He deals, and a swing and a miss, curveball there. A ball and 2 strikes, 8-0. New Britain in front here in the first inning. Here's the wind, the pitch, and it misses down and away, a changeup. I'm sorry, 2002, he made his major league debut September of that year against the Indians at Comerica Park. The 2-2, and a swing and a fly ball right center field. Ford and Walton converge. It's going to be Ford, the center fielder, who puts it away. And a 1-2-3. First inning for Van Hecken, who could not have asked for a better start to the night. We head to the second inning, New Britain on top, 8-0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gaush. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Nothing. New Britain on top. We start the second inning tonight. It was an 8-run, 8-hit first for them. The Revs pitchers combined to throw 52 pitches in the inning. And then Van Hecken, a very quick 1-2-3 bottom of the first in his half. Jovan Rosa will lead things off. Rosa an RBI single in the first. Peguero ready to go. Here's the wind. First pitch. It is swung on, popped foul, and out of play to the right. At Long Island, it'll be 6:35 starts. We'll be on at 6:15 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday, a 5:05 start. An airtime of 4:45 for us. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a nubber foul off to the right of home plate. And we will be chock full of PGA Championship coverage, which actually begins tonight. It is presented by Neighborhood Sure Save Markets. Tonight at 11 p.m., we've got the PGA Championship tonight. We'll have that program, half-hour program, every night at 11. Pitch to Rosa, slider, missed a little high. And then beginning tomorrow, we'll have hourly updates throughout the day. And this weekend, some live hole-by-hole coverage. Here's the kick, the 1-2, and a swing and a miss. Slider from Peguero gets Rosa. One down here in the second inning.
It's good to see Peguero come out of the pen and have some success early. He gave up the 1 run in the first, but if he can just settle things down, it's within range.
Here's Jamar Walton, RBI single in the first. And when the Revs got down 6 in the first Friday night, the final score ended up being 9-8. First pitch to Walton is outside. If they do that tonight, New Britain will need at least another run, but Van Hecken, a pretty tough customer. He doesn't give up too many games like that. Pitch is swung on, foul-tipped into the mid of Cruz. It's a ball and a strike. The wind, the pitch, and a slider just misses low. Bees are back here next week for 3. And then a couple of weeks after that, the Revs are at New Britain. 3 series in August, head-to-head. Pitch to Walton, he swings and skies one pretty deep, but way foul off to the left, 2-2. Walton, a former Barnstormer and Blue Crab. Stan Clyburn brought him to New Britain from Southern Maryland. There's the wind, the 2-2. And he swings, lofts one toward the corner and left. Mesa, a long run in that area, and it lands foul before he can arrive. Gave it a good hustle. Speaking of Stan Clyburn, who's now Butch Hobson's bench coach with the Chicago Dogs, Butch had quite the ejection in the American Association last night. He handed third base to a kid.
Haven't seen that one before. That one, yeah, I mean, I've seen the bats. We saw the trash can the other night, that video I showed you. Never taken third base and given it to a kid.
It was a player that brought the trash can out to home plate for the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks, managed by Michael Schlacht, who used to pitch in this league for Southern Maryland. The 2-2, And a line drive served out to left. Mesa right there. A couple steps to his left. He's got it. And Peguero gets Walton to hit a somewhat soft line out to left, reaching a little bit off the end of the bat. 2 down here in the second inning. And here's Vinny Sienna, who's had a great month packed into one series here in York. Grand slam on Monday, 3-run homer in the first inning tonight. Peguero the pitch, fastball right there for strike 1. Sienna's been a backup infielder a lot of the year. 4th-year pro, 14th round pick of the Mets 3 years ago out of UConn. As he swings and misses, fastball from Highland exploding over the outer half, 93. Sienna, who's from Woodbridge, Connecticut. The 0-2. And he swings, hits it in the air, center field. Witherspoon back. This one hit deep. He's checking the fence, and he's got it. Makes an over-the-shoulder grab, angling back toward the left edge of the batter's eye in deep center field, and he made it look so easy, so smooth, going back about 400 feet. 1-2-3, second inning for Peguero. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 8-0, New Britain.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Getting pumped for another year of high school football? All this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOIK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine.
Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2018 York Adams League.
Or go to WOIK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football preview. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine.
Only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
To nothing, New Britain in front. Talvin Nash will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, what a start he is off to. First pitch from Van Hecken is inside. Nash last night was his 5th game played, and in 5 games now, 4 homers, 10 driven in, 8 for 18, hitting .444. 1-0, and that's over at the knees for a strike. He clobbered a 2-run homer early in the game, but he left the night a little bit frustrated. He was called out 3 times on pitches he didn't like. Swings here, came up empty on a change. It's 1-2. But off to a wonderful start. And last night moved ahead of Chris Nowak for 2nd in stadium history in home runs with 32. Nowak hit 31. The wind, the pitch, and a foul back off the net. Andres Perez, the record holder for the stadium with 39. And at this rate, Nash will be there in no time. Or 38 for Dre, I should say. But Nash now with 32. So now that we know it's 38, he'll be there in even less time. There's the wind, the pitch. Way outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He'll probably be there by next week.
Yeah.
And that's with 4 road games coming up.
Bounced foul, a changeup. Taps it over toward the Bees dugout. Nash, Dotel, and Cruz this inning. Mitchell getting a night off with the lefty on the mound. Mays said it's mostly because he's probably played like 30 straight games. On the wind, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Change up, down and away. One down here in the second. Van Hecken, 6'3", 185. He is now 39 years old. Just turned 39 about a week ago.
Classic left-hander build, tall and lanky, and has pitched for 2 decades. I mean, that's your stereotypical left-hander right there.
2006 was actually his first year in this league. He was with Somerset for parts of 2 years. Over a decade ago. Here's Wellington Dotel, who lays off outside. A decade in between Atlantic League stints.
It's pretty wild.
And he probably cashed in significantly during that decade, pitching in Korea and very effectively. Now winds above his head, fires, and that's a little high, 2-0.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize the opportunity of playing baseball overseas, and more so in the Asian countries, Japan and Korea. Excellent money, good exposure.
Here's a chopper down to third. One big hop to Romero. He's got it. He will aim it across to first, make sure he gets it there. And Van Hecken has now set down his first 5 of the night. 2 down here in the second inning.
And plus, when guys go overseas, Darren Ruff, for example, is over in Korea right now, was in the major leagues with the Phillies, had some success, but he is a fan favorite. He's larger than life over in Korea, and he was just a bench player in the major league. So guys go over there, and it keeps their career going, and they become a star. Or maybe even Michael Click the other day on the interview I did with him was talking about throwing complete game shutouts over there, plural.
Yeah. There's Luis Cruz, and first pitch is a called strike.
Now that was in Italy and Germany for Click, but still the point remains. There are opportunities overseas. It's a lot of people think of overseas for basketball, but baseball, a lot of opportunities as well.
There's a ground ball left side, and Romero can't cut it off, bobbles it. Cruz will be safe. Romero trying to cut to his left from third, over in front of short, and juggled it, no play. It'll be an infield hit for Cruz. He hit that one right between third and short. Revs with their first base runner of the night. Van Hecken was actually a 3rd-round pick of the Mariners all the way back in '98, and he ended up with Detroit. In 1999, a deal that sent Brian Hunter to Seattle. Van Hecken was a player to be named later in June that year. Here's a swing and a ground ball left side. Romero's got this one, though, to his left. Makes the play this time and fires a strike to second. So Dent is retired on a fielder's choice. The out made at second base. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left. We'll go to the 3rd inning tonight. New Britain 8, York nothing.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack. 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Michael Click. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball, home of the Revs, Sports Radio, 1350 WYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the third, it's an 8-0 New Britain lead. The high school football season presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine starts Friday, August 24th, excuse me. Until the Revs season concludes, those games will air on a live stream with video on the new WOYK Preps YouTube channel. Gareth Hissong and Brett Petrak have the Week 1 matchup at 6:30 on August 24th. West York at Central. Week 2, McCaskey at York High. Right around the corner, our spotlights presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine are airing daily. James Skelton leads off the third and takes a strike. You can hear the pleasant tones of one Michael Mark Antonini chatting it up with the coaches on those every day.
That's me.
That is you. Don't you forget it. There's the wind, the pitch, and that is in for a strike. Reader took a long look at it, but it was there.
Well, if you are a football coach, a high school football coach in York County or around the Hanover area, chances are I met you within the last week or so.
Here's the 0-2, and that misses down low. Skelton, a home run to right back in the first inning, his second of the year. Sienna came into this series with 2. He has hit 2 here this week. A couple guys not normally looked upon for power. Pitch, and a breaking ball a little low, 2-2. The 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Conde and Ford due up as well. Skelton's been in the league since 2013. Here's the 2-2. And he swings, fouls it the other way, out of play. Was first with Somerset. And was with Lancaster and Southern Maryland in a year. Dealt from one to the other. Back to Somerset for a year. He's been with New Britain now for a third straight season. There's the wind, the 2-2 again. And it just missed, up and away. Cruz wanted that one in. That was close to the plate, but missed the spot that was set up. And now a full count on Skelton, who has been known to paint his nails so that his pitcher can see the sign better. And they do have a product that some catchers will use, but he has had some fun with it and has used the paint. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's a little low. Skelton will head to first. That's one of the things he's done the best in his time in this league is get on walks, and he'll start the third inning with one.
Well, to the point about using the nail paint to help the pitchers see. I mean, that's something a lot of catchers use, and you usually see a lot of guys. Some guys use white out. Other guys will use some tape on their fingers. But it was one thing I can't remember if I ever did it or not, but it's one thing I always considered when I was playing catcher back in the day.
Here's Conde, who takes high.
A few years back in high school or even summer ball, thought about it from time to time.
Conde ground out to short, his first time up. He was recently added, former Yankees farmhand. 1-0. And a ground ball down to third. Casilla is there, fires to second. Harris the turn, and it is just in time around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. And Peguero got in on Conde, who rolled it down to Alexi, and he starts the around the horn.
That's big right there. Alexi not losing anything, moving over to third base right there. And a nice turn. And Harris, a really quick transition over to first.
Here's Darren Ford, top of the order, double, single, 2 runs, both in the first inning. Bees an 8-0 lead. Peguero nods yes, ready to go. First pitch is a little low. Now ready. Here's the 1-0. And that's a little bit high. So 1 low, 1 high on Ford, 2-0 the count. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Sugar Land is at Southern Maryland for 2 tonight. They were rained out last night. And, they have not played since Sunday. Here's the pitch. It is down and away. They were off Monday, rained out last night. And the Skeeters apparently had some pent-up energy. They are up 12-1 in the 7th inning in Game 1. Lancaster trails the Road Warriors 1-0 in the 2nd. Pitch to Ford is over for a strike. Lancaster last night won, I think it was 9-8, maybe 8-7. 8-7, I believe.
Wasn't it 4-4 going into extras?
Yeah, 13 innings it went, ended about 1:45. Pitch to Ford, that's high and tight. He walks. Second walk of the inning.
I'm sure Dave was thrilled to be up that late over there in Lancaster.
Ice cream might have been all packed up for the night by then.
Yeah.
Well, they won it. The Road Warriors had a lead in the bottom of the 13th, and Lancaster scored the tying run on a wild pitch. The throw to the plate, trying to get the tying runner, hit the runner and bounced away, and that's how the winning run scored. Here's Brock Stassi as Peguero misses outside, ball 1.
Did they bunt 7 times in that inning too?
Probably. Probably only 7 times in that inning. Earlier today, Long Island an 11-inning win at Somerset, 4-3. And the Ducks have recently added a former Rev who's now 41 years old we could see this weekend. Runner goes, pitch is low, Cruz can't get a throw off. Big jump for Ford, who heads into second standing with his 25th stolen base of the year. But Lorenzo Barcelo, who helped the Revs win it all in 2011, is now with Long Island, made his 3rd appearance today. Gave up 1 run. He's given up 1 run in 3 innings. Pitch to Stassi, that's a little high, 3-0. One area where Peguero has run into some trouble of late is the command. He's issued 2 walks this inning. The double play helped him. And now 3-0 on Stassi. Here it comes. And taking right down the middle. Stassi tonight, RBI triple off the right field wall in the first. RBI double off the right center wall also in the first. Peguero the stretch, the 3-1. And a ground ball at first. Oh, great pick, Talvin Nash. Up to his feet, takes it to the bag, and it's a scoreless inning. Thanks to the glove work. Hit sharply, and on an in-between short hop to his right, he backhanded it, backing and pivoting away to give himself a little extra time to handle that. And look what he found. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 8-0, New Britain.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with tropical shaved ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
This is Logan Williamson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
8-0, New Britain on top. Michael Burgess will lead things off, home half of the third inning. And Van Hecken ready to go. Wines delivers and misses down and away. Burgess in there tonight DHing. Mitchell does get the night off against the lefty. Burge hitting at 227, 11 home runs. The 1-0. And that's across for a strike. And he has hit better against lefties. He's hit 250 against lefties, although only 2 of his home runs against southpaws. As he will work on some dirt in that batter's box. Van Hecken made 5 starts in the majors. Pitch is over for a strike. Curveball tumbling in. He went 1-3 with an ERA of 3, including the complete game shutout in his debut. Here's the wind, the pitch, and a swing and a bouncer toward the middle at second. Sienna gets a high hop, able to reach it, plants the feet, throws to first, 1 down. That complete game shutout was the first by a Tiger in a major league debut since Schoolboy Rowe in 1933 shut out the White Sox. You ever hear of Schoolboy?
I have, actually.
Yeah?
Don't really know much about him, but I imagine he was a good student.
Well, he shut out the White Sox in 1933. And Van Hecken was the first American League pitcher for any team, as Witherspoon fouls the first one back, since 1975 to pitch a shutout in his major league debut.
Who was that?
I don't know.
I heard he had a pretty good career.
Yeah, does that help? There's a pitch inside, 1-1.
I don't know. Yeah, what team did he used to pitch for?
One of them.
Yeah.
On the wind, the 1-1. And that's a called strike, outer edge.
I don't know. It was probably on that team with who at first and what at second. I don't know. Third base.
TBA on the mound. There's the 1-2. And a swing and a tap off the plate along the third base line. Van Hecken lets it roll and gloves it just across the line, foul. About halfway down toward third. Witherspoon was already at first base, but he will have to come back.
Have you ever seen the? It's a picture I've seen on the internet before. It's a picture of, I think the player's name is Chin Lung Hu. He was in Dodger spring training one year, and there's a picture of him standing on first base, and the caption was, "It finally happened. Who's on first?"
Oh yeah, I did.
You seen that? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Sorry for the buzz. We have a bad cable in here.
Bees are running wild tonight.
Van Hecken with the pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air. At first, it's Rogers drifting back, called off by Sienna from second, out into shallow right. He'll handle it. And there's 2 down. The first time through the order, the only base runner against Van Hecken, an infield hit. And here is Alonso back at the top. Van Hecken actually was with Somerset again in 2008, so parts of 3 years. Struggled a little bit in 06 when he first came to the league. 2007 he went 9-3 with a 3.12 ERA for Sparky Lyle's Patriots. First pitch is over for a strike on Zoe. And 2008 He's 3-2 in 7 starts. He got signed by the Astros. He fires and a foul back against the netting. It's 0-2. 2012 through 17, he was in Korea with the Nexon Heroes. He also had a stint in Japan 2 years ago with the Seibu Lions. There's the wind, the pitch, and a swing and a foul the other way, out of play down the right field side. Harris a line out to left, his first time up. Revs down 8-0 here in the 3rd inning tonight. Van Hecken kicks and fires, and it misses inside. Harris dancing out of the way. We will be at Long Island tomorrow, where the last time Zoe played there, he homered to lead off Game 2 of the championship series last year. Lead-off home run. I had a handful of those last year. Pitch, and it's a called 3rd strike. He was bending back, thinking it was in off the plate, but he's rung up. And Van Hecken's retired 9 of his first 10 tonight. We'll go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play. The Revs trail the Bees 8-0.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 4th inning from PeoplesBank Park. Revs trail the Bees 8-0 in the finale and rubber match of this 3-game series. Michael Marcantonini taking over on the play-by-play. Highland Piguero stays in to work the top of the 4th inning against the Bees. All 8 runs were scored by New Britain in the first. Dominic Severino gave up 7 of them. The last one was given up by Piguero. Piguero threw a scoreless second and a scoreless third as he looks to weather the storm a little bit. He'll face 3-4-5 for the Bees. Davidson Romero, Jason Rogers, and Jovan Rosa. 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Bees. No runs on just 1 hit, no errors for the Revs against Andy Van Hecken, the Bees starter, who's retired 9 of the first 10 batters he's faced. Here's the home run derby champ, Davidson Romero. No official at bat tonight. Hit by a pitch in the first and a run, then a walk. First pitch swinging, pops it up out to shallow shortstop. Casilla and Dent are over. It's Casilla that takes charge in front of Dent. He makes the grab a little bit behind the mound off to the left in the infield. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 4th for Piguero. He's retired the first batter he's faced in 3 of his 4 frames so far. It brings up Jason Rogers. He's at first tonight, was the DH in last night's ball game. Rogers was the only man in the Bees order that reached base safely every time, or was not retired at all, I should say. Rogers takes a strike. It's 0-1. He went walk, single, double, and single last night. Logan Williamson went 6 1/3 scoreless, season-high 6 strikeouts in his 5th win of the year. Peguero readies the 0-1 against Rogers, taken inside for a ball, 1-1. This is not the first time that Highland Peguero's been asked to work this many innings or that he's come in the first inning. On June 24th, a 13-5 loss to Sugarland at home on a Sunday. He came in to get the final 2 outs of the first inning and then worked 3 more. Peeled down to first, swing and a miss. Well, they say that Rogers went around. It's 1-2. Peguero went 3 2/3 scoreless, allowed 3 inherited runners to score, but none were charged to him in that Revs loss on June 24th. That was a game Matt Vogel started and went just a third of an inning. Today he was asked to get the final outs of the first inning as well. 1-2 pitch coming to Rogers. Hard hit ground ball out to short. Dent has it on 2 hops. He'll take his time. Throws over to first, and Rogers is retired. So this may be one of the most baseball things ever, and this shows you how quirky this game is. Last night, Rogers reached base all 4 times. He was the only man that wasn't retired at all in the game. Today, he's the only man on the Bees that, well, he's one of 2 guys on the Bees that has not reached base safely. Vince Condi the other, but Rogers 4 times on base last night. Tonight he's 0 for 3 and made 2 outs in that first inning. Never want to do that, make 2 outs in an inning. Stinks just not to be in the hit parade at all in an 8-run inning, let alone to make 2 outs, 2 of the 3 in that inning. First pitch over to Rosa is a strike. It's 0-1. 8-0 Revs trail in the top of the 4th. Pitch misses low and away. It's 1-1. Bees got all 8 in the first. Peguero worked a 1-2-3 second. Faced just 4 batters in the third. Trying to work a 1-2-3 fourth. 0-1 pitch, down in the zone for a strike though. It's 0-2. Rosa, the night off from the field, he's the DH, was at first base in last night's game. 1-2 out pitch, swing and a miss, slider low and away. Peguero gets Rosa on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Highland, the second 1-2-3 inning he's worked tonight. We've played 3.5 from PeoplesBank Park. The Revs still trail 8-0. We'll see what they can do with the bats in the bottom of the 4th.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, First in York, First in Sports.
Bottom of the 4th inning from PeoplesBank Park in downtown York. Andy Van Hecken has retired 9 of the first 10 batters he's faced. He's only allowed 1 hit through 3 innings for the Bees. He'll face Alexi Casilla, Melky Mesa, and Talvin Nash 2-3-4 in the Revs order to start things off. It's 8-0 Bees over the Revs in the rubber match of this 3-game series. The Revs got a win last night to go back to 500 on the season at 45-45. First pitch to Alexi's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Revs are 13-14 in the second half, 3rd place in the Freedom Division. 4.5 out of first. 0-1 to Casilla. Changeup misses outside, and the count is 1-1. 71-mile-an-hour changeup, 81-mile-an-hour fastball for Van Hecken. And they say that as a pitcher, you really either need to throw as hard as the hardest guys or as slow as the slowest guys to get outs and be effective. Chopper down the third base line, foul. A good example, and it works more so for lefties. I mean, lefties, you can get anybody out regardless of what speed you throw out or your velocity, but with pitchers in general, a good example is Jamie Moyer, a guy who was throwing low 80s, pitching in his early 40s, pitched until his late 40s. 1-2 pitch, popped up, shallow left field. Coming on is Stassi, and he will camp under that lazy fly ball and make the catch for out number 1 in the inning. That's 10 of 11 in the game retired by Van Hecken. The only batter that reached base against him was Luis Cruz, who was awarded an infield single on a 2-out chopper to third in the second inning. Well, here's Melky Mesa. Mesa has driven in 2 runs in 4 straight games, so 8 RBIs over his last 4. Hitting .315 on the season coming in, 7th in the Atlantic League. Leads the Revs with 18 multi-RBI games as well as he takes a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. 18 multi-RBI games, that's 6 more than Wellington Dotel, who's in second on the team with 12. Mesa also leads the team with 21 2-out RBIs and 13 go-ahead RBIs on the year. 0-1 pitch, off the end of the bat, out to right center field and deep. On his horse is Darren Ford, racing at the warning track. He makes the grab for the out. Mesa didn't get that one off the barrel, but it carried out to right center with the wind blowing. And Darren Ford came all the way over from center field and made the grab on the run in right center. The right fielder, Walton, was in the area, but it was Ford who used his closing speed to get to that one, so that's allowed out number 2. Here's Telvin Nash trying to do something for the Revs to avoid them going down in order for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Andy Van Hecken's been really good so far. Van Hecken 4-6 with a .372 mark coming into the game. First pitch to Natch, change up low in the dirt. He struck out swinging his first time up on a pitch low and away. Revs trail 8-0. We're in the home half of the 4th. Nice night for baseball. At about a 10-minute downpour earlier in the day. But that was it. It's been sunny ever since. 1-0, down and a little bit inside, 2-0. Only 1 hit for the Revs. The Bees, meanwhile, they've been efficient, 8 runs on 8 hits. Telvin 8 for 18 in 5 games with the Revs coming into tonight. This one's lined into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Stassi over to cut it off in the gap. He'll hold Nash to a single. The Revs have their 2nd base hit of the night and 1st hit out of the infield. And, you know, one of the only hard hit balls off the bat of a Rev tonight, and really off Van Hecken. So 2-out knock for Nash. He keeps hitting. So he is now 9 for 20 since rejoining the club. Here's Wellington Dotel in right field tonight, spelling Jared Mitchell. Dotel got the night off last night. Van Hecken has not needed to work out of the stretch much. He'll do it here with 2 outs and a man on first. Revs down 8-0. First pitch to Dotel, pitch in the dirt. It skips in front of the catcher, Skelton. It's 1-0. So with Mitchell getting the night off tonight, Dotel back in there. He got the night off last night, and with the return of Alonzo Harris, adding an extra outfielder to the mix, it gives Mark Mason the opportunity to rest a different guy each night. Swing and a miss from Dotel. It's 1-1, and keep guys fresh. Harris playing second base tonight. He's played second base in all but 1 game since returning. So that allows Mace to keep 4 of his outfielders in the game at all times, with Harris being the guy that shifts to the infield. 1-1 pitch. Dotel flicks it foul out of play. 1-2 down the right field line. Outfield is the strength of this Revs team. They lose nothing defensively at any of the positions, whether it's Dotel or Mesa in left, whether it's Spoon or Harris in center, or whether it's Mitchell or Dotel in right. I mean, between those 5 manning the 3 positions, pretty much the best outfield defense in the league. You got to find me a better one. 1-2 pitch to Dotel. Inside out, swing to right center. That's going to drop. Did it drop in front of Jamar Walton? It did. He's hurt on the play. Dotel racing for second. He'll pull up there. Nash stops at third. It looked like Walton made a lunging grab, diving in right center field, but the ball must have come in and out of his glove because it was in there. He's down hurt. He picked up the ball as if he was in a ton of pain and flicked it back into the infield. And now he's holding his wrist or something around the hand-arm area in right center. Bees athletic trainer Andy Muccino out, as well as Wally Backman, the team's manager, to check on Walton. He's down on a knee in right center. I guess that they have to pretty much score a double for Dotel. It's not an error. So you pretty much have to give it a double there. It'll be second and third for the Revs with 2 outs. They're trailing in this one 8-0, and right now the concern for Bees right fielder Jamar Walton as he dove for that ball in right center. It looked like he came up with it, but then it was clear that he did not have the ball in his glove, had to go a step back and pick it up. And it looks like he's going to stay in the game. And Jamar Walton now up. It's a standing ovation from the fans. Pat on the back from Bees athletic trainer. Still talking things over with Walton. Has his hands on his knees. But right now he's going to stay in the game. To me, it looked like a wrist. It looked like his wrist rolled up when he tried to dive for that ball. And that's often a common injury for outfielders as they try to make a diving play, diving forward. So it's a double for Wellington Dotel. It's the Revs' first extra base hit of the night. Back-to-back knocks on hard hit balls here off Van Hecken in the fourth. Now coming to bat is Luis Cruz, the catcher. Infield single his first time up on, it wasn't definitely an infield single. It was ruled an infield single. 8-0 Bees, bottom 4. Revs have a long way to go, but a lot of baseball left in this one to try to mount the comeback. They were down 6-0 after the first against Southern Maryland on Friday night. Eventually lost by 1. First pitch change up to Cruz, 73 on the gun from Van Hecken. I mean, this guy is not going to break a pane of glass out there, but deceptive with his delivery, tall and lanky, great mechanics. He'll beat you with the soft stuff and get you out on your front foot. 0-1 pitch. This one off the end of the bat, out to right field. Jamar Walton tested right away. He looks fine out there, a couple steps back. He makes the grab. Van Hecken has everybody out on their front foot in the Revs lineup. Bunch of balls off the end of the bat, and the inning ends. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on after 4 full. It's all Bees in this one. They lead it 8-0. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Stick with us.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Michael Marcantonini back with you on the broadcast. It seems like we had some technical difficulties there with the commercials, so things cut out. Highland Piguero is back out for another inning of work for the Revs. It's 8-0 Bees in the top of inning number 5. Piguero got the final 2 outs of the first inning and has thrown up zeros in each of the last 3 innings. He's worked 3 2/3 so far and given up just 1 run. That 1 run came in the 8-run first inning for the Bees. Dominic Severino gave up 7 of those 8. Piguero the final. So he is tied a season-high 3 2/3 innings of work. So 1 more out and he will crack the 4-inning mark and get there for the first time this year. He's worked 2 innings, or 2 innings twice and 2 1/3 innings once. Now Jamar Walton hits a 1-hopper out to Telvin Nash at first. He scoops it up over on the first base line, steps on the bag himself, and on 1 pitch, Highland Piguero has the first out of the 5th. 1 up, 1 down. Following Walton, 7-hitter Sienna up to bat now, then Skelton the catcher after. If anyone would reach, Condi the 9-hitter and shortstop will bat. So Walton retired on 1 pick. A nifty play over there at the bag by Telvin Nash. He's looked really good. Defensively, he's been great. (8-0 Bees, top of inning number 5. Time is called as Piguero got a new ball, and home plate umpire Bill Reuter is going to wipe off the dirt from home plate. Cruz back in his crouch now. Now Piguero back on the mound. Sienna digging in the right-handed batter's box. Hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Grand slam the other night. 0-1 slider is in for a strike. It's 0-2. Sienna had hit just 2 homers all year coming into this series. He now has 4. A go figure. 0-2 pitch slider that Sienna lays off. They'll peel down to first. No swing, says Buzz Albert. And the count goes to 1-2. 8-0 New Britain over York, top of the 5th. The finale of this 3-game series, the last game of this 6-game homestand for the Revs. Starting a 4-game series in Long Island tomorrow. The fastball in the outside corner. Piguero wanted the call. He doesn't get it. And the count goes to 2-2. Highland on the season, it's been up and down. The outings where he's given up runs, they've all been multiple runs. But other outings, I mean, everything's been scoreless, so it's pretty weird that way. Ground ball to third. Casilla has it. Crow hop over to first in time to get Sienna. 2 up, 2 down for Piguero. He's retired 6 batters in a row now after that ground out. And a chance for a 4th 1-2-3 inning. Excuse me, a 3rd 1-2-3 inning for Highland. Catcher James Skelton, who hit a solo homer off Severino in the first. He walked, was erased on a double play his last time up. 2 outs and no one on. First pitch, fastball, misses a little bit low and away, 1-0. Commanding 8-0 lead for the Bees. Piguero back on the mound, readying the 1-0 pitch. Skelton ready for it. Here it is. Fastball taking all the way with Skelton, and the count goes to 1-1. Skelton back behind the dish tonight. Did not start in last night's game, but did pinch hit in the 9th inning. Struck out against Grant Sides, who closed it out for the Revs. Skelton started on on Monday night and walked 3 times and struck out once. Only 1 official at bat in that game as he takes the ball low and away. 2-2 the count. Or 2-1, excuse me. 2 outs in the inning, no one on. It's 8-0 Bees, top 5. The Bees will be back here next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, after the Revs are finished in Long Island. Breaking ball misses low. So I mentioned the 4-game series there starts tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then an off day Monday. The Revs got the Bees then, and then Somerset over the weekend. 2-1. The 3-1 is chopped foul, make it 3-2. The count runs full with 2 outs now. Bees out hitting the Revs 8-3 in this one. They're outscoring them 8-0. Pagero looks for back-to-back innings of retiring the Bees in order. And Paguero's 3-2 pitch, low in the zone, ball 4, so Skelton draws yet another walk. He's walked 5 times in this series. And the inning continues for the 9-hitter Vince Conde. This is Conde's first start of the series. He came in as a defensive replacement in Monday night's ball game. Skelton, a great eye at the plate. He is one of the guys who just always finds those free passes, works the count. Here's Conde, the shortstop. Grounded out to short, then hit into a 5-4-3 double play today. He's 0 for 2. He and Jason Rogers, the only Bees not to reach base in this game. 0-1 slider misses low. It's 1-1. No one loosening up in the Revs bullpen, so it looks like Paguero's going to go even longer than this inning. He'll have to at least get the first out of this inning first. The slider misses low and away. It's 2-1. Nice night for a ball game. A little hot, a little humid, but sun was out earlier. Sunset almost complete here tonight. Line drive, Alexi Casilla knocks it down with his glove, picks it up, off balance throw to first in time. What a play by Alexi Casilla. A hot shot in and out of his glove at third off the bat of Conde. Casilla regrouped, picked it up, spun through to first, and had plenty of time to get Vince Conde. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Highland Pagero works around a 2-out walk, and he sends this game to the bottom of the 5th with still 8-0 Bees.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah! The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow, I'm gonna get mine fast.
Fast play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC, 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia, NMLS ID 2925, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
When you work with an independent insurance agent, you put the power of choice to work for you. Independent agents know several companies and their coverages, which means more options. And because companies like Donegal Insurance Group use the independent agent system, you not only get quality insurance, you also save money. The Independent Insurance Agent System. Discover the power of choice. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Bottom of the 5th inning from PeoplesBank Park. Revs trail the Bees 8-0 in Game 3 of this 3-game series. Ryan Dent in an 0-2 hole to lead off the bottom of the 5th against Andy Van Hecken. It's been excellent so far. Allowed 2 2-out hits in the 4th, but worked out of the jam. 0-2 pitch to Dent, changeup low, 73 miles an hour. I mean, the speed is not a thing for Van Hecken, but deception, he has had pretty much every Rev out on their front foot at the dish. A lot of fly balls off the end of bats. A lot of weak contact. A couple hard hit balls, though, the past inning. But mainly weak contact off the end. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses. No, it does not miss. Called third strike, low and inside corner. Bill Reuter rings up Dent. That one looked low and inside. But it is a called strike 3. 3 punch-outs in the game for Andy Van Hecken. 2 of them have been looking. The Revs as a team struck out just 3 times last night. Telvin Nash struck out all 3 times, and all 3 were looking. So the issues with the strike zone have been there this series. Lack of consistency is an understatement. Now Michael Burgess, the DH. He'll hit with 1 out, no one on. Left with Van Hecken. First pitch change up in for strike. Actually, that was a fastball. It's 0-1. 8 runs for the Bees, all in the first inning. It's been, you take away that first inning, it's a 0-0 game. Now, of course, you can't do that. And pitch misses inside to Burgess. It's 1-1. Highland Peguero's done an excellent job out of the Revs bullpen. He's worked 4 2/3 innings, season high. He's allowed just 1 earned run, 1 run of any kind. 7 of the runs of the 8 for the Bees were charged to Severino. The only other one is Peguero, but he's been excellent, 4 2/3 innings. The 2-1 pitch from Van Hecken, chopped foul by Burgess, 76 miles an hour. That evens up the count at 2 with 1 out. Burgess DH'd last night, had a hit in the game, went 1 for 3. Line drive single to right field in last night's game. Revs came up with a big 5-4 win last night. They led 5-0 in the game. Junior Rincon gave up 4 runs in the 8th inning. Joe Van Meter got out of the jam. Grant Sides closed it out in the 9th. Revs tight-roped away with a 1-run win. They lost by 1, first game of the series. 3-2 pitch coming up to Burgess. Chopper out to second. To his left is Sienna. He has it. Glove pump throw to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Brings up Travis Witherspoon, the 9-hitter. Had a great conversation with Travis before the game. It's the first time I did a sit-down interview with him this season. Always talking to Spoon before games, after games, in the clubhouse, on the field, wherever it is. Great guy to chat with, but that was the first time we had done a formal interview. A lot of good things to say. Asked him about the catch he made last night. He took me through that play and the ground he had to cover, diving. He takes a strike 1. 8-0 lead for the Bees, bottom 5. Witherspoon up with an 0-1 count, 2 outs, no one on. Looping curveball that misses outside. It's 1-1. And this pregame interview that I did with Spoon will air tomorrow night before the game in Long Island. Always fun to talk to Spoon. Was talking about having some of his teammates from last year back, or past years. As a low strike is called on Spoon there, it's 1-2. Talked about his defense, talked about him at the plate, what this team's doing in a playoff race. All good stuff you'll hear tomorrow. 1-2 pitch to Spoon, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Pretty much the same pitch that Dent was called on, but again, probably low and probably inside as well. A 1-2-3 inning for Van Hecken. He's allowed just 3 hits through 5 scoreless. And after 5 full, the Bees still holding their 8-0 lead. Stick with us.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to fuscoprobaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Revs trail the Bees 8-0, top of the 6th inning. Michael Marcantonini back with you in the booth on the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in tonight, as always, on WOYK or on YouTube, however you're listening or watching. Always a pleasure. 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Bees. No runs on just 3 hits and no errors for the Revs. As Starlin Arias comes out of the bullpen to make his 2nd appearance of the season, just joined the club this past weekend. Highland Piguero done for the night after 76 pitches, 42 strikes. Went 4 2/3 innings, a season high in innings pitched by 1 full inning. Gave up just 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 2 and walked 3 in relief of Dominic Severino, who went just 1/3 of an inning tonight. Arias starts off the leadoff man, Darren Ford, with a ball. It's 1-0. Top of the order, Ford, Stassi, Romero. And this 8-0 Bees lead in the 6th. There's a strike on a slider from Arias. It's 1-1. Well, Starlin Arias comes over from the Cardinals system, a native of the Dominican Republic. Pitched at Single-A and Double-A this season in the Cards system. 1-1, swing and a miss. Good pitch there, 81 on some off-speed stuff. He has a live arm, only 24 years old. Worked 3 1/3 innings the other night, but gave up 5 runs, including a grand slam to Vinny Sienna and also a solo homer in that game. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Cheese right there on the fastball from Arias. Punch out to start the 6th. So the youngster, as Starlin Arias comes out of the bullpen in relief of a guy who's 13 years his elder, and gets a punch out. Good start to the 6th for Arias, 1 up, 1 down. And when he made his season debut 2 nights ago on Monday, mentioned the 3 1/3, 5 runs, all earned. He struck out 3 in that one, took the loss, was getting squeezed in that game by Buzz Albert behind the dish. Tonight, Bill Reuter's zone hasn't been great. The 0-1 pitch to Stassi, shoots it out to short, backhanded by Dent on 2 hops. Low throw to first. Nash makes the play over at first. He kind of took himself back a little bit to catch that low hop, and he made the play. Avoided a collision with Stassi. 2 up, 2 down for Arias. The Bees have done nothing since the 1st inning. They got all 8 of their runs in that frame. They sent 13 men to the plate in that inning. Just a rough night for Dominic Severino. Highland Piguero did a great job of keeping the game where it was, but the Revs have been held in check by Bees lefty Andy Van Hecken. First pitch, strike on the outside corner to Davidson Romero. It's 0-1. Arias looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The Bees have not sent more than 4 to the plate in any inning since the 1st, when it was 13. Highland Piguero, an exceptional job in relief, eating up innings. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone from Arias. 90 miles an hour right there. It's 0-2. Can he strike out Davidson Romero? Can he get a 1-2-3 inning? 2 questions right now. Fastballs look good tonight. So is the slider. Arias looks really comfortable out there, a lot of energy on the mound. Rocking some glasses tonight. 0-2 pitch, fastball low. And the count goes to 1-2. 2 outs in the inning, no one on. Bees up 8-0 on the Revs. But it has been a 0-0 game since the start of the second. Cruz wants it low and inside the 1-2. Fly ball left center field. Mesa coming in. He's camped under it. He slips out in left center, but he regains his footing and makes the catch in the alley. A 1-2-3 inning for Starlin Arias. Strikeout, groundout, flyout. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Revs have not given up a run since the first inning, but they still trail the Bees 8-0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and a bistro offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the order for the Revs in the bottom of the 6th. Alonzo Harris, Alexi Casilla, Melky Mesa to face Van Hecken. They've been held in check by the veteran left-hander, 39-year-old, who's well-traveled, made his Major League debut back in 2002 with the Tigers and has been in the independent and international landscape since. Fastball. He's also, along with some minor league affiliated time mixed in there. It hasn't been all independent and overseas, but well-traveled nonetheless is Van Hecken as he starts off Harris with a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Lace past Romero at third base off of his glove, but off just the very top of his glove. That'll be a base hit for Harris. Romero did all he could on that hot shot, and I'm surprised he even got a little glove on it, because that thing was scorched. Thought it was going to go right by. So Harris, a leadoff base runner. We'll see if he can get himself into scoring position by himself. Has 6 steals, since making his season debut on Saturday. A pitch to the plate. It's 0-1 on Casilla. The switch hitter batting right. Harris being held on at first by Rogers. 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts. He doesn't go. Pitch is a breaking ball low in the dirt to Casilla. Kept in front by Skelton. The count's 1-1. 8-0 Bees lead in the bottom of the 6th. The only inning where the Revs have had multiple base runners on was the 4th inning. A 2-out single and a 2-out double from Nash and Dotel, respectively. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball out to second. It could be 2. Sienna to second base bag for 1. Relay throw to first from Condi in time. A 4-6-3 double play for the Bees. And that'll kill an inning very quickly. So it goes from man on first and no outs to no one on and 2 outs. First double play turned by the Bees tonight. It's the second double play in the game. The Revs hadn't one earlier. That'll bring up Melky Mesa with no one on. Van Hecken has made quick work of this Revs lineup tonight. And that double play, a reason why a guy gets on base and he's not there for long. So Vinny Siena's hit a 3-run homer and helped start a double play tonight. Melky ready to hit. First pitch, fastball high and away. Ball 1. Highland Peguero has done an excellent job to keep this an 8-0 game, but it might not matter because the Revs offense has not done anything against Van Hecken tonight. 1-0 pitch, fastball that misses a little bit low. It's 2-0. Mesa, Dotel, and Casilla, 3 Revs that have been in the top 10 in hitting pretty much exclusively the past couple weeks. Mesa at 7th in the league. Flips one foul at a play, 2-1. Mesa had an excellent July. He also had a great June, but in July he hit .337 with 7 homers, 24 RBIs, and scored 19 runs in 24 games. Pretty impressive numbers for a guy who, on the night he made his season debut, pulled his hamstring, then missed a few weeks, then had to come back and work his way back. 2-1 popped up, then he had a quad injury and had to work his way back from that. Skelton, the catcher, under it by the Revs on deck circle, and he makes the grab to retire the side. So the Revs send only 3 to plate in an inning. A leadoff singles erased on a double play. And we're through 6 full at PeoplesBank Park. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Darryl taking back over on the play-by-play as he finishes his sandwich. And it's 8-0 Bees. We'll go to the 7th next.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchase. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
I'll have Michael know it was a brownie that I was finishing. Already had the sandwich.
All right. See, I didn't see the brownie. I only saw the sandwich.
Well, it wasn't. It didn't exist for long.
Mm-mm.
It was gone quickly.
Well, it's a brownie. I can't blame you for that.
Well, we go to the 7th, 8-0. New Britain leads. Nice job from Starlin Arias in his second outing. Peguero went 4 2/3 scoreless. Here's Pugliese, and the first pitch to Jason Rogers is over for a strike. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Pugliese has done a good job as well as he fires, and Rogers pops it up. Shallow right, Dotel is in under it waiting and makes the grab, 1 down. I had stepped out and saw what I thought could be some threatening skies behind us, and did see LJ, our groundskeeper, take the radar to Bill Reuter between innings, so they're keeping an eye on something. There's Jovan Rosa. He's 1 for 3, RBI single in the first. First pitch is upstairs from Pugliese, a changeup. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. the 1-0 and a swing and a miss. Fastball. Sugarland a 12-2 win at Southern Maryland. Game 1 of a doubleheader. They lead 2-0 in the first in Game 2. 1-1, and it just missed away. Lancaster still trails the Road Warriors 1-0. That game now in the 5th. Earlier today, Long Island winning in 11, 4-3 at Somerset. The 2-1 and a fastball. It's a called strike. Right now, there would be no second wild card. The Ducks have won 6 in a row and are up a full game. There's the 2-2 and a changeup bounced softly to third. Lexi's got a charge. Bare hands, fires! And the stretch at first, but it slipped out of the glove of Nash. What an effort as Casilla came in at full tilt, made a clean bare hand grab, and from underneath he unleashed what looked like a pretty good throw to first that I think would have had him, but Nash on that stretch just had it pop out.
Well, he looks pretty comfortable over there at third base for a guy who's played as much second as he had. Moving over to the hot corner is tough because the ball gets on you a lot quicker. The throw is a little bit longer. It's not like moving from second to short, but it's definitely a difference, and looked really smooth on that throw over to first. It just tough play for Nash and a little maybe a little late.
A 1-on, 1-out. Here is Jamar Walton, who swings and misses first pitch fastball. Back to the out-of-town board. There is, at the moment, no second wild card, but if Long Island did fall back behind, and if there was one, the Revs entered the day 3 back. The 0-1, and a swing and a miss, a changeup. They will be 4 back, though, unless they pull off a huge comeback late in this one. That would be of Long Island in the overall record. And they entered the day a game behind New Britain in the overall standings, a team that they would need to surpass as well. 0-2, and a swing and a miss. Changeup down low, and Pugliese has the feel for that once again, which is maybe his number 1 pitch. Setting up guys for that changeup. He gets Walton to swing and miss on it a couple of times. Strikeout for out number 2. And Vinny Sienna to the plate. 8-0 New Britain in the 7th. Sienna, a 3-run homer in the first, made it 6-0 at the time. He is 1 for 3 on the night. And the pitch to him. Fastball. It's a called strike. Revs Baseball brought to you by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider. Looking forward to a comfortable trip to New York tomorrow.
Should be a good time for you guys.
Yeah. Here's a fastball called strike 2. 91 from Pugliese.
What is your favorite park to travel to in the league? Or at least maybe a favorite road trip in itself?
I mean, once you get there, Sugarland, the problem is everything that's required to get there. Here's a swing and a miss. Sienna chases up high on a fastball, and Pugliese ramped that one up to 92. 2 strikeouts in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Stretch time here tonight at the bank. It's 8-0 New Britain.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make 1 call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Well, do you miss reading about the Revs in the newspaper the next morning? We kind of do too, so you can sign up for the Revs game recaps right to your inbox. Visit YorkRevolution.com. We'll have highlights from the night before. A link to the YouTube broadcast if you'd like to watch back to any highlights and all of the details from the night before. Visit YorkRevolution.com and sign up today. 8-0 New Britain leads, bottom 7. Talbot Nash leads off, takes down low. You may also miss the video feed of high school sports, which is why we're starting that up ourselves this fall. As Van Hecken misses down and in, it is 2-0 on Nash, who tonight is 1 for 2. One of the 4 hits for York. 2-0, and he swings, pops it up. Second baseman Sienna backs out into shallow right center and squeezes with 2 hands, 1 away. Van Hecken entering the inning, just 77 pitches through 6. Nobody throwing. They've some guys doing their customary time of night stretching routine down the line and left, but no more than that. Here's Dotel, who's 1 for 2 with a double. Play in which Walton had a scare. Here's a cue ball toward first, and it might roll back. It just missed the bag foul. That thing started to turn back from foul territory toward the line, but then it straightened out and stayed just wide of the corner of the bag as the first baseman Rogers gloved it. Revs have lefty Mike McGee up in their bullpen. Nothing in 1 on Dotel. Back in tonight, had a night off last night. And he swings and misses here. Curveball away. It is no balls, 2 strikes. Revs have allowed nothing since the first, but Van Hecken has allowed nothing. A deep breath from the lefty, and Dotel got time in there in time. On the pitch, and that misses inside, 1-2. 7 innings would tie his longest of the year. He had 7 scoreless against Southern Maryland June 21st. Then another outing as he fires and misses up and in. Dotel has to flail back. 7 innings despite allowing 4 runs on July 24th against Sugar Land. The wind, the 2-2, and a ground ball to short, got in on Dotel. Conde to his right, gets square to it, long throw, nips Dotel by a step. And that is out number 2 here in the 7th inning. How long has it been since Van Hecken was in the league? Well, point streak wasn't even thought of. Get out the first time around. So you cannot link to anything he did back in 08.
What'd they use back then?
That was called House Sports Data. And to input it, they use Stat Crew, which is what the colleges use. Here is Luis Cruz. He takes a strike. Now point streak is used for inputting and for everything that's on display online. Here's the 0-1. And that is a called strike at 80 from Van Hacken.
He just peppered the zone all night. It's not nothing hard, nothing that's going to blow anyone away, or just keeping guys off balance. Everybody pretty much got to be up in the box.
The wind, the pitch, and it's down low. He has thrown 61 strikes, only 27 balls now.
Makes it easier to pitch when you get that 8-0 lead early, too.
Yeah, it was a pressure-free game for him right from the beginning. Here's the wind, the 1-2, and a swing and a foul back over the roof. He's trying to finish his 7th inning scoreless. 8-0 the lead. Next pitch will be his 90th of the night. Revs tomorrow with Mitch Atkins against John Brownell in the opener at Long Island. Pitch and a foul tip to the screen. We'll do it again. That fastball at 82 from the lefty. And he is not trying to throw it hard. He is trying to hit spots and move it. That time asked for by Cruz. I'm told there's a good bit of lightning in West York. Now the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, and it's a called third strike. Van Hacken freezes Cruz. That fastball at 68. As it hooks in, it is the 5th strikeout of the night for Van Hacken, who's got his 4th 1-2-3 inning of the night and has worked 7 shutout. We go to the 8th. New Britain on top, 8-0.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Presley Ridge believes that strong families are the foundation for strong communities. With compassionate and caring professionals, Presley Ridge offers individual, child, and family therapy in addition to foster care and other in-community services. To learn more about Presley Ridge and their impact on families right here in our community, visit presleyridge.org or call 717-845-6624. That's 717-845-6624.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 8th, Mike McGee is the new pitcher. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts, 8-0 New Britain. In the bullpen tonight, Piguero 4 2/3 scoreless. Arias a scoreless inning. Pugliese struck out 2 in a scoreless 7th, only allowed an infield hit. And now McGee will come in. And he was last in Monday night, faced one hitter, walked James Skelton on 4 pitches. He'll get another shot at him here. Skelton coming up tonight has walked twice. And back in the first inning, homered. Got a hold of one out to right field. And prior to Monday, it had been a while since McGee had been in. It was almost 2 weeks, and had an outing where he was charged with 4 without getting it out. First pitch to Skelton is up a little bit. So it's a rough line for him coming in, but looking to get some time and get a strong inning under his belt here. First pitch was at 93, the 1-0, and it's a little bit high at 92. And still looking to throw his first strike in this series, with both matchups thus far against James Skelton. McGee ready, and delivers, and that misses high. 25-year-old from Philly, now lives in Drexel Hill, PA. And in search of a strike. He's ready. Here's the 3-0. And it is right down the chute, 3-1. 8 runs on 9 hits for the Bees. No runs on 4 hits for York. And the pitch. Fastball in tight. And Skelton walks for the 3rd time tonight. He's been on base all 4 times. A homer and 3 walks. I'll bring up Vince Conde, who's grounded out 3 times, including a double play. Revs have allowed just 1 hit since the first inning. Rose's infield hit last inning. That is the 5th walk, though, from the bullpen. First pitch is a fastball. It's a called strike. Conde ground out to short. Double play to third. Another ground out to third. There's the 0-1. And that misses high. McGee had a brief stint in the Reds system. He was in the USPBL, which is where the Revs acquired Jay Goss from last year. There's the 1-1. And that's a called strike. Outer edge. Last year they had Houghton Buchanan from that league. He was there the previous season.
You can find some gems out of that league, a younger league. Get some guys at live arms.
McGee fits that bill from the left side. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a pop foul, back and out of play. That one at 95. This year the Revs sent Chris Dula there, and he got signed by the Brewers from there.
Jay Carp still in that league?
I'll have to check. We'll have to check that. Now the pitch, and a swing and a pop foul again, and out of play. There was video of Dula's appearance in that league's All-Star game circulating, and they could not catch up.
Yeah, that was some smoke. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, was it?
I believe so. And the problem he had here, he would get so tense. It's the pitch, and it misses high, 2-2. He would get literally gripping the ball too tight, wouldn't let his natural ability take over, and I suppose in that league the hitters are younger. Maybe has found that ability to relax and let the talent flow. There's the 2-2, and that misses low. So Conde works at full. 8-0 Bees here in the 8th. Conde, a former 9th round pick of the Yankees out of Vanderbilt. Back in 2014, made it as high as AAA. Career .206 hitter. Payoff pitch, and he swings, pops it up foul, straight back again. Native of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Oh, he's only 24 years old. Skelton at first, the leadoff walk. It's an 8-run game. Nash not holding him. Another full count pitch. It misses high and away, and the first 2 are on base on walks. Well, our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report tonight. The Revs with Jagos back in the clubhouse, working toward a return. Did not need surgery. After visiting with Dr. James Andrews, Frank DeGiulio Jr. did require it. And he is done for the year. We thought that Boat would be, but he is back in the fold. Here's Ford at the top, and the first one misses high. The Revs with Tyler Clark on the DL as well. He told me the other day that the good thing is the finger that he hurt no longer droops.
That's good.
So there's some healing and strengthening going on. Here's the 1-0, and it's a called strike in. Ford was jumping back, and I'm not sure that he liked that. Clark seems determined to come back, and I assume he meant this year when he said that, so. It was about a month-long time frame when it happened a couple of weeks ago. The 1-1, and a swing and a miss. Fastball in on the hands of Ford. And if McGee can find consistent command, velocity is not a problem. That one at 93. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bees an 8-0 lead as we play in the 8th. Ford 2 for 3, double, single, walk, 2 runs, also a steal. And McGee with the pitch. And a swing and a foul tip, glancing back behind home plate. Ford, who made it to the majors with San Fran. 33 games, 2010 and 11. He was known for his speed coming up. Originally from Jersey, from Vinland. McGee fires, breaking ball down low, 2-2. Ford was a track star in high school, played football as well. He had 3 straight years in the minors with 60 or more steals. And McGee, the 2-2, and it misses high and away. That hat falling to the side, not off his head this time, but
he might have got a smaller hat.
It's been better tonight.
Well, we got to ask James Puglisi if he eventually got a smaller hat, because it doesn't fall off him anymore.
Ford was in the Jersey State Finals in the 100-meter dash in high school. Here's the pitch, and he swings, hits it high in the air, foul down the right field side. He actually originally was taken by the Brewers. Draft and follow pick out of junior college in Florida. 3-2 it remains. McGee with 2 walks to start the inning. He's in search of his first out here in the 8th. And time asked for by Ford.
This game slowed down in a hurry.
It was July of 08 when the Giants acquired Ford. 3-2. And he swings, pops it up. Harris from second going out. It's Dotel from right who's in. Zoe calls, misplays it, falls down. And Dotel picks it up. He'll have to chuck it into the plate. The bases are loaded with no outs. And Dotel definitely had the better angle there. But Zoe called for it, and all of a sudden that ball was a little bit further behind him than he originally anticipated.
I'm not sure why Zoe called for that. He had the absolute worst angle at that. I mean, falling back. I mean, that's Dotel's ball all the way if he comes racing through that.
Yeah, he was definitely there in time to make a play. But maybe Zoe didn't think he would be and called for it early, trying to take charge, and then ended up fooling him. It'll be the first error on either team tonight. Here is Stassi with the bases loaded. And he swings, and a jam shot looped foul out of play to the left. By the way, Ford went to the Giants with Steve Hammond, who would later pitch in this league with Lancaster, and it was in a trade for Ray Durham. Remember him? He was a good top-of-the-order guy.
Yeah. Hung around for a while.
There's a breaking ball, high and tight. Stassi backs away. 1-1 the count, and the tarp crew's having a meeting.
Oh boy!
In right field.
I really don't see anything coming.
I think it's behind us. There's the 1-1, and inside goes to the backstop. It'll bounce fairly hard back to Cruz, and runners stay where they are. Our pal Jay, who's listening, tells me that on the radar there's a big red slug, as he put it, that was hitting Hanover about 18 minutes ago, heading due east.
Oh boy.
That's comforting. And we are on the cusp. It says storm starting in 5 minutes. 2-1 on Stassi, the pitch. And he bounces it right side and through the hole. And 1 run home. Here comes Conte. The throw in from Dotel, cut off by Nash. 2 runs across. Stassi's driven in 4 on the night, and it's 10-0. McGee got in on him with that good velo, and Stassi didn't hit it hard, but finds the hole. First and second, and Skelton from third, Conde from second score on the play.
Well, just an unfortunate inning, and McGee, you think he finally is going to get an out, and then misplayed ball in the outfield. It's gone from bad to worse.
And Stassi a home run away from the cycle tonight. Here is Romero, who's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a walk, and a run. And McGee deals. It misses high. And those first 2 that reached on walks have both scored. First runs for either team since the first inning. 1-0, and that misses in tight. Two 2-0 the count. McGee ready, fires, and a ground ball foul, third base side.
Really needs a double play right now.
Oh, yeah. That would be good. 10 runs, 10 hits for the Bees. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for York. Been a rough night. There's the stretch. And the 2-1. That's up high. Apparently there is a severe thunderstorm warning on one of the boards on Route 30. And a lot of this is behind us from where we sit at the stadium. Now McGee with the 3-1 and a swing and a miss. High fastball. Romero couldn't help himself. I don't remember any summer quite like this one.
It's been brutal. It really has been.
Either the heat or rain or worse.
And the humidity.
Bees with Jim Fuller up in the bullpen. It's been a long wait for Van Hecken, so maybe not running him back out. Here's a swing and a foul back, out of play. Romero keeps it alive. McGee has thrown 32 pitches this inning, and it's still looking for his first out. I think some fans are aware of the forecast and have already made their way out, given the score. Saw some folks get up. Here's the stretch. 3-2, and it misses high. Ball 4, the third walk of the inning. And they are loaded again. I see LJ walking in from the corner and right toward the rest of the tarp crew. And they must be aware that it's close. I'm afraid they're going to be called upon before too long, and now it looks like some light rain has started.
It looks like the Revs will get some bullpen action. Roger Diaz has the gear on. Don't know who they'll be getting up, though.
Jason Rogers, the hitter. They need a triple play.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other night. It'd be a good time for one.
That is one thing that's never happened in Revs history. They hit into one early in their second year. It's turned by Southern Maryland. Travis Garcia was part of turning that, I believe. He ended up playing for the Revs a few years later. Revs have Joe Van Meter up loosening. And the pitch to Rogers, it's down low. He is 0 for 4 tonight. He's the only one in their lineup that hasn't reached base. Actually, two guys that went on to play for York were involved in that. Pitch is just outside. What are the chances? I was right on that page in the media guide. Didn't even try it. It went 5-4-3-6. So it was a lead runner that was caught trying to take an extra base. And Pat Osborne started it. He would go on to manage Southern Maryland. Chuck Girolamo was playing second. 2 years later, he'd be the Revs' everyday shortstop on their first championship team. Eric Crozier at first and Travis Garcia at short finished it. Here's the ball up high, 3-0. And there is nowhere to put him.
Well, it looks like Van Meter's good down there.
McGee now 36 pitches in. 3-0. And it's down low and a run forced in. Bases loaded walk. It's 11-0. That is the fourth walk of the inning. Jovan Rosa is due next. That run is unearned. And here's Rosa, who's 2 for 4, RBI and a run back in the first inning. And I think they signaled that this would be the last hitter for McGee, I believe. 37 pitches. Number 38 is lifted to shallow left. First pitch swinging. Mesa hustles in. He is there. Catch is made, and it's too shallow for Stassi to come home. That's the first out.
Well, he got an out, and that's big. Should have been out number 2, and who knows if that pop-up's caught, the inning would have changed, and maybe McGee would have gotten out of it with this damage not coming.
Up 2 down. Here is Cody Charneski, one of their 3 catchers on the roster who will pinch hit in Jamar Walton's spot. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch fastball, it's a strike on the outside corner. Charneski 1 for 6 at the plate, 5 games played, 1 start. There's the 0-1. Oh, look out, in near his feet. As he was able to scoot out of the way there. This is his first pro season. 21-year-old out of Central Connecticut State. He's from Plainville, Connecticut. McGee ready. 41st pitch is a changeup outside. The Charneski is in for Walton. I know Walton was banged up, but he did stay in earlier. The game like this, good time to get a guy out of the game that maybe tweaked something earlier. The 2-1, and that misses up high.
Here's some train whistles. Heard they were giving those out tonight. Yeah, like these not actual train whistle, but the sound of a train whistle. Heard from sources they were handing those out earlier.
Here's a pitch called strike. It bounced out of Cruz's glove, but McGee will get the call. 3-2.
It's about that train whistle time, 11-0 game, late innings.
Tomorrow we get to deal with the duck noisemakers.
Oh boy, that'll be a treat.
Yes. 3-2, and a swing and a foul tip to the backstop.
You ever go on a duck tour in Philly and get one of those duck quackers?
Like on the boat?
Yeah, the duck boat, yep.
I have not.
Well, you're not missing much. I mean, the duck boat's cool, but I'm more so talking about the duck quacker things.
I don't know if I can get past it now.
Yeah.
It's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him up high. That's the second out. As Charneski is down swinging, and Mace will say that's enough for McGee. 45 pitches in, and Joe Van Meter will come in to try to finish the inning. The pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 3 runs home with 2 outs in the 8th. Bases loaded. 11-0 New Britain. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running.
Flying feet.
Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Joe Van Meter is in. Last night, he ended up getting out of bases loaded in the 8th inning, left them loaded, with the Revs at that time clinging to a 1-run lead. And here tonight, a little bit different situation, 11-0 New Britain. As he tries to stop the bleeding here this inning, McGee 45 pitches. First pitch to Sienna, he swings, skies it. Right center field, not deep. Spoon is over. It's actually going to be Dotel over his way toward right. And the catch is made, a 1-pitch out as Van Meter gets Sienna to end the inning. But New Britain with 3 in the frame. 4 walks, 1 hit, 1 error. They leave them loaded, 11-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Nair & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESRS and TIACREF. Smith, Nair & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Jim Fuller is the new pitcher for New Britain. It is an 11-0 Bees lead. And Ryan Dent will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Van Meter getting the final out of the inning on the fly ball to right. First pitch from Fuller to Dent. It is down low. 4-1. Charneski stays in to play right. After pinch hitting for Walton, I am told it is about to get rather ugly here. So we have that to look forward to. Here's the 1-0. And it misses down and away. Dent 0 for 2 tonight. Van Hecken goes 7, giving up 4 hits, scoreless, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 91 pitches, 63 strikes. It's the 2-0. And a swing and a fly ball, foul the other way in right. Gonna land up in the picnic area. A flash of lightning shortly before that pitch was thrown. 2,266 our attendance tonight. But most have found cover as word has gotten around at York County of this band of storms coming through. Pitch to Dent is high and tight. 3 balls, 1 strike. Light rain coming down right now. Burgess and Spoon to follow this inning. Fuller is ready. Here's the 3-1. And a swing and a miss. Fastball. Fuller 0-1, 3.42 ERA in 29 outings. He's in the Atlantic League with Long Island last year, and now skies open. 3-2, and a swing and a pop-up, straight up, Skelton back, looking into the rain, and just behind home plate, he's got it on the grass, just behind the home plate dirt. 1 down here in the 7th. And the tarp crew is looking for the signal to come out. They know what's coming, and Buzz Albert at first base will call for it. And here they come. They will put the tarp on the field, which has been a familiar look far too often here this season.
Yeah, that's tough, especially late in the game. And you know, when you're just trying to, at this point, just get the game over with. 11-0 game, and they call for the tarp. Just makes things that much worse. It's just a rough night here at PeoplesBank Park.
Well, they have it rolled off through the outfield and right. And hopefully they can get it across the field before it gets really bad, because we've been told that it's coming. Another flash of lightning. And here they go. Last night which night was it?
2 nights ago, right? Did we see it?
No, it was last night. The pregame delay last night.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, we're losing track of when they were because it's happened so often.
Last night they really had to
really had to fight the wind when they brought it across the field last night. They got it on just in time pregame tonight. I don't know how much leeway we had, still just a light drizzle coming down right now, but they are very aware that apparently there's some bad stuff that's close. Been hearing it from multiple people. Somebody a couple minutes ago told me it's about to get really ugly.
Well, it's not really doing much of anything right now.
Not yet.
Right. Could they have waited maybe till the end of this 8th? I don't think so, but it's, you know, at this point, an 11-0 game. It's not like we're talking about a 1-run game.
Well, they have it covered. Teams heading into their respective clubhouses, so they are at least inside if the game does not resume. We'll take a timeout. Bottom of the 8th inning. New Britain up 11-0 with 1 out. The base is empty. Rain delay here. And we'll let you know what's going on when we come back.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Getting pumped for another year of high school football? All this month, Sports Radio 1350 WOIK lays it all out for you in the High School Football Spotlight, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch a preview every day in August on Sports Radio 1350 as we break down the teams and the players of the 2018 York Adams League. Or go to WOIK1350.com to access this year's complete lineup of high school football preview. Then, this fall, every Friday night, it's the High School Football Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Only here on Sports Radio 1350.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Well, rain delay mode yet again here at PeoplesBank Park, and it continues to come down fairly lightly, but I think in anticipation of what is on the way, they didn't take any chances and been told that it's pretty bad at parts around York County, so tarp is on the field, and that crew had been down there for a while. They were on alert since really the middle innings, and they had been down there for at least a full inning, I believe, and once the rain intensified the first time, and they were called on pretty quickly. That groundskeeper is always in touch with the crew chief between every inning if there's a threat of something, so umpires were abreast of the situation, and now the rain, as we speak, is picking up. And knowing that what was coming, as soon as it did start to fall harder, they called for the tarp right away. So there's a lot of lightning behind us, we're told. Some of it we can see. You can hear some thunder to go with it now. And while we have a moment, we'll take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Here again tonight, Road Warriors now have a 2-0 lead in Lancaster. That game in the bottom of the 8th. Sugarland is up 3-0 in the 4th at Southern Maryland after winning Game 1 of their doubleheader 12-2. They had 17 hits in the first game, scored 7 in the 3rd, and beat their former teammate Brett Marshall. And now it's raining, just a little bit. It is now having reached downpour status here at PeoplesBank Park. You can hear it.
Probably a good idea to put tarp on when they did. I'm very confident that This game might just kind of end where it is.
Solid decision, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Solid decision.
Really good job. I mean, I'm never going to fault the job they do, but I'm always the optimist that says, "Oh, it's not going to rain that hard. We're good."
Well, we're at a Caddyshack moment right now. It is coming down in sheets, flying off the roof of the stadium as it hits the roof panels. A couple last members of the grounds crew out there putting the finishing touches, putting the dryer at the edge of the tarp to get some air moving underneath of it. And this one probably will end where it is, but do have to wait the customary 30 minutes. But anyway, Long Island earlier, a 4-3 win at Somerset. That was a final in 11 innings. And that's your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard at this point tonight. So if we don't resume, tomorrow night, 6:15 at Long Island, 6:35 first pitch. Mitch Atkins against John Brownell. Good matchup tomorrow. And now the wind is blowing the rain in circular fashion.
Wow, that's wild.
We're gonna close up shop for now, but we will be back to wrap things up if and when that is the case, and give you an update if and when that is the case. Right now, we'll send it to NBC Sports Radio on WOYK.
Send it to NBC Sports. Yep. I bet it won't rain a drop in Long Island. Or it'll be just straight sunny here. This is horrible. Yeah. Never seen anything like it over a full baseball season. No. Terrible. One thing I just thought of, maybe we should check at some point. Well, I mean, it's not right now. Whenever you get a chance, I know you got a ton. But see if that Spoon interview actually plays. Probably get like on us. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Well, those friendly sandwiches went over really well. It's like 3/4 of them left.
We need some goddamn hot food.
Yeah. See you next year in New Britain. Well, see, I mean next week.